What's going on YouTube? It's Kevin and mmakael. We are back with another video in the same week. I hope you guys are enjoying the start to your weekend. I know I am. I'm looking forward to having some fun this weekend. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I want to have some fun. And I'm looking forward to the Eagles beating the New Orleans Saints this Sunday. Hopefully we beat them this Sunday, because I would love to see the Eagles go back to the Super Bowl, but this year I'm not emotionally invested like I was last year. And even this year, like, you hear talk, but you don't really hear any talk in comparison to last year. If you're watching the Scorpion Show for the first time, please subscribe to our channel. To everyone to everyone watching, please click the like button and share this video to Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, or wherever you choose to share our videos. It seems like we are like inching close towards 150,000 subscribers. I don't know what's going on. It seems like every time we get close, it's like YouTube always saying like, oh, we had to delete certain accounts because these accounts were fake. If you're real and you're watching and you're not a subscriber, please subscribe to our channel. It's like we're like at 149,840. So please subscribe. And to those who would like to sponsor our channel, it's $4.99 a month. You can click the join button. On Wednesday we will be having our sponsors only live stream next Wednesday, January 16th at 6 p.m. And I do want to say thank you to those who are sponsors to our channel, and thank you for supporting our channel. And we got a lot of responses to the R. Kelly story, and we have more R. Kelly stories. Not stories, but, you know, more from the fallout, yeah. From like Mathew, Knowles, Lady Gaga, even Columbus Short had something to say, but I didn't get a chance to read it. Yeah.
He posted a video.
Yeah,
it was on Facebook, not Facebook, the Shade Room a few days ago, and I felt bad for him because he was coming out and denouncing R. Kelly, but the comments on the Shade Room was all denouncing him because of what he did to his wife. Yeah. So they were just like, you know, how dare you
condemn somebody? Right. Well, I don't know. He might be bipolar. I think something is going on. Yeah,
and it's so unfortunate because
he's a great actor, and he lost a good job on Scandal. Oh my God. So yeah. I just want to say thank you for watching those videos, sharing your thoughts. It was something else I had to say, but I forgot. It just skipped my mind. So let's get into this video. Steve Harvey was doing an interview, and he revealed in the interview that he was blindsided by NBC Universal. Now, y'all know Steve Harvey has been on the daytime talk show for about 7-8 years. It started out with Steve, and then he started this new show when he went to LA, and it's kind of like a late night show during the daytime. I'm not really a fan of that, the setting and stuff like that, but it's been doing good. And he's still like, he's the only one around that when he debuted, his show's the only one still around. So he was like, NBC didn't talk to him about the decision that they made or anything like that. They just decided to go with putting Kelly Clarkson in daytime TV. So that means like before Ellen comes on, I know here in Philadelphia, Steve Harvey comes on before Ellen. And Ellen is one of the most, watched daytime shows. So now you're putting Kelly Clarkson in. So for all the owned and operated stations by NBC, they'll have Kelly Clarkson there. They won't be distributing his show anymore. So who knows where his show is going to be or where you'll be able to watch it. So he's not sure if he's going to continue on with the show. I feel for someone who has been a part of their family for 7 years, he deserves the respect to let him know that, you know, we're looking forward to going another direction. It's just not fair to him at all. And I just don't like that they just decided to come up with this decision to do that.
Do you see her show lasting?
I didn't even see Kelly Clarkson as a talk show host.
Right. Like
I don't see it for her as that. And what is she going to talk? What she's going to talk about? Because we done seen Katie Couric, we've seen,
and that didn't do well.
Yeah, no, we've seen Meredith Vieira. Like,
that didn't do well.
I think Kelly Clarkson has a bubbly personality, but as a talk show host, I've never seen it. I would love for her to be like a.
I'm about to post something on Facebook regarding this. So keep talking.
I would love to see Kelly Clarkson more of doing tours and doing albums. Like, I don't even know the last time I seen Kelly Clarkson in a music video. I like her on The Voice, but as a talk show host, I just don't see it. But you know what? You never know. We've seen Queen Latifah have a talk show. She had 2 runs, but I can't really name a musician who's had a successful talk show. I'm trying to really think, and there's none out there. It's to me, it's none out there. I can't think of anybody else. So yeah, I just feel bad for Steve Harvey. But Steve Harvey got 20 million jobs. He got Family Feud. He got his radio show. I think he has 2 radio shows. He be hosting different shows here and there. He got the New Year Eve special on Fox. Steve Harvey is a working man. He's always going to have a job, and he might find another television company that wants to do his show. Or maybe he might get his own late night talk show. You just never know. I would love to see a black man in late night. You got all of these different channels, got all these late night shows, and you don't see a black man. So it would be cool to see Steve Harvey at night. But I feel bad that he was blindsided by NBC and they didn't talk to him or anything. They just decided to go with the Kelly Clarkson daytime show. But there is a daytime show that I'm looking forward to next season, and that is with Tamron Hall. And y'all remember that whole situation where, you know, they got Megyn Kelly from Fox to come into her album that she had with Al Roker. They had one of the successful 9 o'clock hours, beating Kelly and Ryan. And they're like, oh bitch, y'all gotta go. So Tamron Hall was like, you know what, I don't even like this whole situation. I'm leaving NBC, period. So she's been off TV for about 2 years, and now she's coming back with a show by ABC. And I'm going to watch it, and I hope that it's really successful to see another black woman in daytime talk show. So, yeah, I feel bad for Steve Harvey, but, you know, he knows how the game goes, but they should have gave him the respect to say, we're not going to go with you as Ellen's lead-in anymore.
Right. So, Ellen ain't going nowhere.
No, hell no. Ellen been on, what, 16, 17 years?
She ain't going
nowhere. And Ellen, like, she's fun. She has fun topics, fun games and shit she be playing.
And everybody comes to her show.
Yes, and I love that.
All celebrities.
I love that game. She like, would you rather? And they be playing, and the guests be playing the game right along with her. Who would you rather?
Don't get me on there.
So Mathew Knowles has, you know, they found Mathew Knowles. I don't know where they found him at.
In some woman's bed.
Yes, he did an interview with a thing called Metro, and he talked about how he, first of all, he did not want Destiny's Child to be working with R. Kelly in any capacity, and you know,
Did he say why?
Because he didn't. I don't think he said why, but we all know why. With R. Kelly and the Aaliyah situation, we didn't know anything about a P tape at that time, but you know, they just like, you don't want him to be in the studio. He's like, first of all, why do they have to go to the studio late at night? He's ain't nothing popping off. So he was like, you know, when they went to the bathroom, Miss Tina was right there in the bathroom with
See, one thing I can say about Mathew and Tina at that time, you knew who they were, and they didn't play any games.
Yes.
Yeah, the two of them together were a dynamic force with Destiny's Child when Destiny's Child first came out. You know, Mathew was the manager, Tina was the stylist. You may not have liked all of the outfit choices, but they worked on a budget.
Yes.
Because I remember watching an interview where Tina said, I made the girls' outfits until they were able to afford top designers.
Yeah, or the designers start coming to them.
But until then, I made their outfits.
That's right.
And that's working on a budget. That's what you do. And looking back at it now in 2019, you like, I can tell you made that outfit.
Yeah. Because you don't even want to really look back at them old fashions, but
at that time,
way.
Yes. They were hot.
Yes. I think everybody came in, even from their looks, the clothes, their voices, because they don't sound like 2003. Like someone posted a video of Beyonce singing in one of those parks on CBS, I'd Rather Be With You. Her voice don't sound nothing like that no more. Like, they have really, like, everything is upgraded. But, you know, Mathew was like, he didn't want, first of all, he didn't want them working with R. Kelly in the first place. Right. But when you're on the same label and stuff, they always try to have you work with the most popular person on the label.
And he said no.
He said no.
That was a smart move for him.
But they happened to record one of R. Kelly's songs that's on a soundtrack. And I don't even know that song. So maybe it's a good thing. And at that time, I used to look for all Destiny's Child songs on them. Back in the day, on those media desktop players, you could just download music and stuff. So I don't even remember that song, but he just is like they were very cautious of R. Kelly, and I think it's a good thing, you know, that they were, and that you don't really hear,
right? Because now you don't have to have Destiny's Child coming out now saying that they regret working with him. Yeah, because they never did it.
Yeah, but I've heard that Kelly. Yeah, but I heard that Kelly did work with R. Kelly at a later time. But, you know, I don't think that anyone is knocking on her door like, girl, what you got to say? But she's going to have to come out and say something. I think all these artists are going to have to say something because y'all all knew what went on. And just because he got off doesn't mean that he was not guilty. Right. You know, he was guilty the whole fucking time. Right. And,
you're right.
Yeah, so, what was I about to say? It was something that had to do with that. It's just, you know, everybody's on this cancel R. Kelly thing now. Lady Gaga came up with a long statement basically saying like she was young and she was doing other things at the time. Now, I'm not going to lie, I do like that song that she had with R. Kelly, but I like it better with
when they were at
that song, Do What You Want.
Was that when they were in the White House, in the Oval Office?
Yeah, they were somewhere. Yeah, and he was all on her body.
Yeah, and she was on the desk dancing in front of him.
Yes, yeah. I like it much better with Christina Aguilera, but you know, y'all did that song. Vocal wise, I just like it better because it was her and Christina. But I
her and Christina. I thought you meant Christina and R. Kelly.
No. I just wish that Lady Gaga. Anybody, like, I still be like, why are y'all working with him? And y'all got to, like, y'all gonna have to come up with all these stories on what happened. She's saying she was young at the time. She hadn't really faced her own sexual assault things and stuff like that. But she said she was working to get the song removed off iTunes and other streaming platforms. So basically, it's like it never existed. And then as soon as that statement came out, you know, people they like to go into the archives. And they found a video, like, basically contradicting what she said from that time about working with R. Kelly. So, but she's denouncing it. She said she believed the women 1,000%. And, you know, now, like, even back then, you didn't really hear about Lady Gaga being, like, an advocate. Right. As far as, like, for sexual abuse. It was more so Lady Gaga was with the gays. Yes. But even Lady Gaga has come a long way now. She's an actress. She's doing, I don't know if she's doing more music, but she has changed her whole look. She doesn't go with the shock. She doesn't go for shock value anymore. She's made it, basically. And I hope that whatever went on with her, R. Kelly, that doesn't stop her from getting Oscar nominations or winning. I know she's going to win an Oscar for songwriting. I don't know about the acting part because Glenn Close shut it down on Sunday. Nobody expected her to win. And that's what I love about some award shows when it's an unexpected win out of nowhere. Even Glenn Close was shocked. Like, bitch, what? Like, I'm up here, like, I can't believe it. She had a Taylor Swift moment.
Doing this for years.
What, like 5 decades or so?
She's been doing this for a long time.
Yes.
Her earlier movies that I can remember from the 80s, but I'm sure she's been working well before that, but Fatal Attraction.
You know, did you
ever see that movie?
Yeah, a long time ago. And I've seen that. That and with Fatal Attraction and the other remake with ain't that when the girl at the end of Fatal Attraction she fell out the window onto the lawn or something like that? I don't know, but it was something crazy going on.
But yeah, the one with Beyonce and Idris Elba is a remake of basically Fatal Attraction. But Glenn Close's original version is the best.
And that's from the 80s.
Yes, with her and Michael Douglas. Michael Douglas played the man she was sleeping with. It was a good movie. And she took that little boy's rabbit and put it in the pot, and they came home and the rabbit was in that pot.
So yeah, Gaga's trying to make a change, and I'm glad she said something. Now, Chance the Rapper, yesterday he had to denounce some friends on Twitter because women came forward about some of the people that he hang around with and how they are sexually abused them or tried to have sex with them and things like that. So Chance had came out and said, let me find this tweet. I just had it. In the past 2 days, I've heard too many stories of domestic violence, of domestic abuse, sexual violence, and rape perpetrated by people I called friends. Maybe got rid of them. I'm ashamed of y'all. These stories will be amplified and your victims will receive the justice they deserve. So I'm not sure what he's going to do to help these people or if these women want to come forward with having these men prosecuted. But
scroll up.
You had some women down.
Right there.
Yeah, this was from one of Chance's friends named Malcolm London before his account was suspended. It said he admitted in 2005 to sexually assaulting a woman. Tonight I've been aware of other interactions that I need to truly reflect
2015.
on. 15. What did I say, 2005? Though I am surprised, I do not intend to ignore what is being said and wholeheartedly want to continue to be held accountable. I do not take lightly the necessary commitment to ending gender violence. I am committed to constantly educating myself, other men and boys on enthusiastic consent and ending rape culture. I will be off of social media while I continue to listen and reflect.
And this is the man who was accused?
Yes. He was accused by a woman, and this is him, and now his account is down. And there's another person named Tokyo who was accused of sexually assaulting, and Styx, who is a friend of Chance the Rapper, who is the brother of the girl that R. Kelly had sex with allegedly. Isn't that crazy?
It's just too much. And this one says that but Styx, the brother of the alleged then 14-year-old victim R. Kelly, urinated on while on video, did direct message her off.
Yeah, he sent a direct message to someone saying, yes, I'm sorry this happened, but you need to tell the whole story. Basically, that's what his DM
so basically saying. He said to her,
yeah.
First, I just want to say sorry for making you feel uncomfortable in a sexual way. I've never heard you say this or speak of the situation since it happened, even though we've interacted dozens of times since. So, sorry my mistake, and I'll work to never make any woman feel that way ever again. Secondly, I want you to remember that what actually happened that day. I was actually the one who was pulled into that room. A guy approached me randomly that you knew that I didn't know. You guys went to the same school. I didn't. He said, hey, check this out. And he opened the door to a room you and another female were already in. He then said, watch this. Wait.
Right here.
Watch this. You and the female looked at me and engaged in sexual activities. I had never seen anything like this in my life. It was weird for me, but being young, I said, hey, let's try this. I then turned the lights off and walked toward you guys. You then turned over from being on top of her and we started kissing. That led to touching and me leading my hand to your vagina. You rejected my hand and got up and left the room. I just like for you to tell the story that made you uncomfortable truly and not lie. Thanks. Be blessed. Well, I listen. These type of things are slippery slopes because I can say that I respect the fact that he didn't lie about what happened. And he didn't lie. And I respect the fact that he then went to her and apologized to her and then said, hey, listen, as far as I remember, this is what happened. And if you're going to tell the story, tell it truthfully.
Yeah.
Don't lie about it. But I respect that he did not lie in a way and say, oh, no, this never happened. I don't know this girl. He said, no, this is what happened and this is how it happened.
Yeah. But
can I say something real quick?
Sure.
Reading that message that he sent to her, I think that a lot of young boys our age, and probably even today, have experienced stuff like that with young girls. where you may have been at a party or you may have been somewhere and then you started interacting with a girl and then y'all were into it and then you did something that she didn't like and then she left or whatever the case may be. Fine. But then years later to then come up and say that I was sexually assaulted, it's kind of like, it's a slippery slope because it's like, well, I didn't, first and foremost, what I was doing to you was not intended to sexually assault you. That's one. I was engaged in a sexual act with you that you were consenting to. And then I may have touched you or rubbed you in a way that you didn't like. And then you left and I backed off. But in no way, shape, or form did I ever come to actually sexually assault you. That was not my intention at all. And it's kind of scary because it's like, I think a lot of times these situations like this happen and the men are vilified because nowadays, of course, women are believed automatically. But it's like for men, it's like, wait, but I never even, that wasn't my intent. My intent was to have sex with her because that was her intent too. And now I'm being accused of sexually assaulting you. Like, yeah. It's kind of, it's a weird slippery slope because it's like, wow.
I just think that people, men and women, shouldn't act on their actions to touch people without asking for consent.
But can I be honest? Has anybody ever been sexually involved with somebody and said, "Can I touch you right there"?
Nope.
No.
Nope. That's the problem.
No. Right. And what he's describing, what he just described was we were engaged physically.
Yeah.
And then I went to go, and then that's when you stopped me, and you left. But I've never been in it, not in my 32 years, I've never been in a situation where I've been with somebody and we're interacting with each other and kissing and sucking all of it, and then I say, "Oh, can I touch you?" I've never done that. Because you would think that in this moment that we're together.
But I think in this whole movement that we're in, we as adults and people who are parents, they need to do a better job in teaching their children about sexual consent, sex, period, with when it comes to sexual abuse, like touching people. Because even I, like, when that whole Me Too movement started, I was just like, even me, like, it was never a thing to just touch somebody or you see somebody with a nice ass and you touch their ass.
No.
Like, now you can't do that. You can't do that, period.
And I feel like now,
I
feel bad for young guys. Because I feel like now it's like in order for them not to get in a situation like this, the best thing for them to do is have a female write it down saying that I consent to this, or have them say to them, "Do you consent to us having sex?" Yes, so that I won't get in trouble. I won't have sex with you, and then 10 years later you turn around and say, "Oh, I raped you." You know what I mean? I feel bad for young guys now because it's like,
it's tough.
It's tough.
We need to be teaching our children not to be having sex, period. Like, cause like even me, like I'm like, you know, my nieces, what, they 14 going on 15. I don't want them out there. Yes, like now it's like you got to be a hawk, and you cannot let them out of your sight. And if you do, you need to know where they're going, who they with, what's the phone numbers. Your phone better be on. It needs to be charged up. I'll be here to get you at such and such time. It is tough. And like, even though they don't like to like have those conversations need to be had. Like, they don't like that my sister like engages like in that conversation, like, y'all better not be out here having sex, you better not be doing this and doing that. But somebody has to talk to them about it. Like, you gotta stop being afraid to have that conversation. My mom used to talk to me about sex, my sister talked to me about sex. My brother didn't really talk to me about sex. I had them, and then everything else, like, I explored with on my own.
And then you still went out and had sex.
And I still had sex.
So,
but no, and I had an uncle. Wait. And I had an uncle, and my uncle always embedded.
I thought this story was going to end, so I didn't have sex.
No,
but you had it.
No, because it was, if you do, be careful.
Yeah, well, we knew you weren't going to get pregnant.
Yeah, well, shit, it was worth. It was, see, because this reminds me. I had posted a picture last week. I know this is totally different. I posted a picture last week. Like, yes, I went to Six Flags. I was 15 at this time. On this day, I had to come out to my family when I came home from Six Flags. So everybody like, what is the story? I'm not telling y'all the story today, but it is a long and dragged out story. But one of the main things is that my mom just was like, I don't want you catching HIV or anything like that. Like, she was serious about that. And when I think about it, I had a cousin who passed away that was real close to my mom. And I remember him coming to the house one Christmas. I was like maybe 7 or 8. And he made us come downstairs like on Christmas Eve night, and my mom had made pancakes and everything, and we ate with him, and I had never seen him again. I found out that he passed away. And that's at that time where it was aggressive. So yeah, but we have to teach our children about sex, and we need to talk to them about diseases. We need to stop being afraid to have those conversations, because if we don't, they're going to express, well, children are going to explore anyway.
Yeah.
But we still need to put our feet down, and we need to let them know, if you are touched, you need to tell somebody. And a lot of children do not tell. And a lot of people, they keep this in and they hold it and they never say nothing. And then you get ignorant people say, well, if that happened so long ago, why are you talking about it now? Like, people, I hate it when I hear it, and sometimes I just want to be like, wow, sometimes I want to jump on people. And then you go in barbershops and you even talk about R. Kelly, oh my God. I don't even want to talk about today. Like, you just hear different kind of conversations.
Yeah.
You know.
That's because half of them in there have dealt with young
Yes. It's just a mess. It's a whole mess. The culture, if people like Future talking about, oh, well, if we don't talk about R. Kelly, then it'll go away. That's just like saying, oh, if we stop talking about racism, people will stop being racist. It's never going to stop. People are always going to be racist, but we need to try to fix that. And we need to let people know that it's not okay to be touching people and to be doing whatever they think they can do to people. And we have to teach them to say no and not go with it just because this is such and such touching me. Like a lot of those women say, oh, this is R. Kelly, so what I'm going to do, say no? Yes, you can say no. Everybody has the right to say no. Yeah. So yeah, let's move on, because we've been talking about it all week, and I hope I'm not bringing flashbacks to people, but we got to get this conversation.
I just hope and pray in the future that women don't accuse guys of false.
Yeah, and that's happened before.
If you consented with having sex with somebody, you consented with having sex. And I'm not talking about little girls consenting with having sex with grown men. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you both are the same age and y'all had sex with each other. I just hope and pray that in the future you don't then get upset with them and then try to, you know what I mean? Yeah. Because it's hard for a man, especially a black man, to defend themselves when everybody out there is telling them you're guilty, you're guilty, you're guilty, you're guilty, you're guilty.
I seen the story about this man who was on his way to becoming like a big football star. Lost his whole college career because of a lie that someone said on him. And they had videotaped her lies and stuff like that. And she had to go to jail for it and pay him back, or something's going on with that. But he did get a chance to play for the NFL, but now he's going around helping people who are also accused of rape, who did not rape. He was on The View too. Can't remember his name, but he's a black man. But yeah, it's a tough situation. Shut the fuck up. I heard you're known for that.
You ain't never heard nothing like that.
You never know.
No, you may have heard it, but I'm telling you for a fact it ain't true. Now, those games, I don't play. Okay. Yeah, I don't play those games.
They said, what you want to do? You want to do?
We can do everything else, but we will not do that.
I don't play nothing inside. Okay. So
you're a liar.
I don't. When the last time? I don't think. No, you know what?
First of all,
this is not for the camera.
Okay,
this is not for the camera.
Wait, move this phone, because I gotta tell you something.
Oh. Yeah, I wasn't ready for that one. My whole seat just went down. But we back. Damn. Oh my God. Okay. So there's no house.
Always come in this house.
Yelling you shit. I was not ready with that. I'm gonna leave that one where it was at.
Yeah, leave it where it's at. Until he says something.
I ain't gonna talk about that one. There is no host for the Oscars this year. Kevin Hart was, I told y'all he was going to go on Good Morning America. I didn't watch the interview. But what I did see is that Kevin Hart basically is like, he's done talking about the whole things that he said on his Twitter from 10 years ago about the gay community or just gay jokes, period. He just said that he's tired of it because he's just tired of talking about it. Everywhere he goes, you know, people are going to want to talk about it, but he's not talking about it anymore. And I was just hoping that he wasn't going to get smart with Michael Strahan because it just felt like y'all two black men, y'all two black men on TV, Michael doing his job, you got a show to promote, but when you got other things to promote and you are the topic of controversy, they're gonna ask you these questions. And, you know, I'm okay with Kevin Hart not talking about it no more if he doesn't want to discuss it. But these are basically conversations that need to be had, but he is not someone in the mind space or the head space to have those conversations. And if these talk shows want to have those conversations, they need to have someone who is more professional to talk about it, and why it's important to have people who are allies to the gay community, because you have people, like, I'm not saying he has to wave the flag, we're not saying that, but he can even just put, like, you know, we should respect all people. And it's people like that may look up to him, like, you know, I was wrong for saying this to somebody. They ain't do nothing to me. Maybe I should treat people a different way. Right. And, you know, that's what he could have done or could have been, but that's not what he wants to do. Right. And he's just not, mentally, I don't think that he's there for that. And I think that he's more so, he's coming from a point of, I will be ashamed because these people will look at me like I'm this, and that's not what I am. He's not in that headspace for that. Right. But this year, the Oscars said, no, we won't have a host. And I'm glad that they didn't just find a host or someone who's a part of the LGBT community to host the Oscars. Maybe they don't need a host this year, but we need some sort of entertainment because we're talking a 4-hour show. And sometimes the show runs longer than that. So we need somebody to keep the show entertaining. So if you have, I think you should have entertaining presenters. And I want to know who's going to be nominated. I don't even know when they're doing the nominations.
Yeah, because they haven't announced that yet.
Yeah, and it's like, well, it's the beginning of January, but probably by, the 21st we'll know?
Maybe.
I don't know. But I'm excited to hear the nominations. And I hope that Regina King gets an Oscar nomination for Beale Street. And I had a chance to see the movie a month ago. Like, I really enjoyed that movie. Like, it's not a movie I would watch over and over because it's so powerful. But Regina King definitely, she earned her award. And she's not even, like, she's not in the film all like that because she's a supporting character. Right. But her character, oh my God. Like, you guys are going to love it when you see it. I know it's in select theaters. Go find that small theater in your city and go watch Beale Street. And it's not enough. It's not enough people talking about it. And the same person that made Moonlight made this film, directed that film, directed this film. Wendy Williams. We talked about Wendy Williams the other day, but mmakael, something is really going on. Because Wendy Williams has not done a show since December. All the talk shows are back. Even Judge Judy is back with her new shows. And is your girl back?
I don't know, because I don't watch her when she's on during the day. I usually try to catch up when it's on YouTube. And I haven't been able to find any new YouTube clips. You know, because once a page uploads them, they're only up for like a day, and then YouTube snaps them down. Right. So I don't. It's a mess. It really is.
Yeah. So Wendy Williams, we all know about that fractured shoulder. Now Wendy did her show with her shirt in a sling, but there were times when Wendy was just sitting down the whole time, and you know they were saying, like, I didn't notice, but they said she was slurring her words, and she had apologized after the show. She was just saying like she wasn't herself. It's probably the medication that she's been on and stuff like that. So, you know, she's saying they prevented her from being her best. So, you know, Wendy was supposed to come back this week. She took this week off and was like, I'll be back January 14th. Now, Wendy Williams will not be coming back until January 21st. But in the meantime, she's going to have people who's been on like panel talks host her show. And I'm not with that. I love Jerry O'Connell.
January 21st.
Yeah, January.
She's coming back?
Yes.
So that's
Martin Luther King Day.
Right, 2 weeks from now.
Yep. And they saying that, you know, she's still trying to recover from that shoulder. I'm looking like this, like something ain't right. Because Wendy Williams, she's always been the type that says she's going to do her show and she would never let people do her show because she don't want nobody coming up getting deals.
Do you think she'll
like
come
that.
back and announce that she's getting a divorce?
I don't know. I don't even know how long her talk show is going to last. With stuff like this.
But isn't it scheduled until like
2020?
Yeah.
But listen, I think probably after that contract is done, they could be done with her, and I don't want that to be the case. But Wendy has to step it the fuck up. Something, and she has to be truthful and she has to be honest. Because there's too many rumors out there flying.
Truthful, honest.
I mean, same word.
No, I'm saying truthful, honest Wendy Williams.
About her life. You know, she's going to have to say something somewhere. Now, she already told us, I'm not going nowhere. And that was a year and a half ago when Daily Mail did their whole story. They've been investigating her husband for a year. You know? They had everything. You couldn't deny it. And that bitch put that ring and said, I still got the ring. I ain't going nowhere. But now, girl, I just hope that it's not a domestic violence situation that she's been in. And because I never heard of anybody fracturing their shoulder like that.
How did she say she fractured?
She never even said how she fractured. It's a hairline fracture.
I mean, you can fracture your shoulder.
Yes.
but how? Right. How she did it is the question. You can fall and fracture it. You can fall into something and fracture it. It's always many different ways that you can fracture your shoulder, but it's just how she fractured it.
And the View, Meghan McCain, like she's keeping me entertained, but I need that 10 o'clock boost with somebody in there. Like, but I don't know how this is gonna work out, Wendy, or having just people like I liked when Jerry O'Connell was there because he really brought his energy. And even if he had to fake it a little bit, he still brought it in to where he got his own goddamn talk show. I don't know when it's coming on, but this is why Wendy don't like people in her space. Mm-hmm. So Wendy like, bitch, I'm coming, I'm sick. We've seen Wendy in all kinds of conditions, but this is like she's not on TV, mm-hmm. and something is really wrong. You're not going to tell me a shoulder injury kept Wendy off of TV.
Right. Especially when all you do is sit down.
Yes, and talk, spill the tea. And she can do that show with her eyes closed. Actually, if she's on Bird Box, she can do that. So it's something wrong, and I'm worried, and I'm concerned. As a fan, as someone who cares, I've been watching the show 10 years. Come on, Wendy. Y'all would know if something was wrong with one of us, y'all would know. Mm-hmm. Right off the bat, and that's exactly how I feel. Something ain't right. Mm-hmm. And Wendy, I want you to get it together. Please get it together. If it's drugs, if it's abuse.
Oh, I don't think it's drugs.
Get it together.
I don't think it's drugs.
I don't want to hear.
For some strange reason, I have a feeling that when she comes back, sooner or later she's going to announce her divorce. I mean, she don't need him any fucking way. She really would.
Yeah.
She don't need him. It's the same thing she said to Whitney. You don't need Bobby. Well, follow your own advice.
Well, I just thought in my head. I can't picture Wendy. Zipping it and doing it.
First of all, there's nothing. There's nothing to hold on to.
Oh my God!
Grab on.
The no makeup Wendy Williams, bitch.
Night of the Living Dead.
Woo! Go ahead, Wendy. So before we get out of here and let y'all get to your weekend. No, you might as well.
No.
Okay. There's a new movie trailer that came out with Regina Hall, Marseille Martin from Blackish, and Issa Rae, and it's called Little. I haven't seen a movie trailer like that for a comedy. That's like, I really have to see that in a long time. And it's 3 black women, and they're doing their goddamn thing. And the movie, the storyline, I think we've seen it before.
Right. That's why I don't understand what you saw in excitement.
But it was funny. It was funny. Like the trailer, was funny, and I'm excited for it.
You ever see a movie where all the funny parts in the trailer?
I was just about to say, I hope the funniest parts are
and then you get to the movie.
Oh my God.
And then when you tell them what the problem is, I mean, don't get me wrong. Oh, they're very polite. Oh, there's not a rude one to answer the phone. Mm-hmm. They are all well-bred on how to make a movie. But they still haven't solved my problem as to why would they put all the funny parts in the trailer.
Yes. I just hope it's not that way. But you know, because I thought that Girls Trip, when we seen the trailer for that, I was like, well, that's probably all the funny parts. But when I watched that movie, I can honestly say I love that movie, and I watched it about 5 times, and I don't get tired of seeing it. But that's like what I want to say is that movie really changed the game for black women and comedy. But you still haven't seen another 4-girl black film.
Hanging up.
I hope we get another one, and I don't know if they make a Girls Trip 2. I think they're going to try to outdo it.
They probably will, because it was so successful.
But I don't know how they're going to outdo it, because I just don't
like how they did The Hangover.
The Hangover 2 was like, bitch, why?
Yeah, it wasn't as funny as the first one. The first one was classic, and I saw the first one in the theaters. It was something original that you had never seen before.
Yeah,
like, this is funny.
So I hope they don't fuck it up. You know, don't fuck it up. But hey, I'm excited to see this film, Little. And Marseille, she's doing her thing. You know, she's an up and coming black girl, and her co-host on Blackish.
They said she's now the youngest. Black Hollywood producer.
Executive producer. Period. I think it
in Hollywood history.
Yeah, that's amazing. She's doing her thing, and she's surrounded by excellence. You come on the set, bitch. You got Jennifer Lewis. You got Anthony Anderson, Tracy Ellis Ross, and like
Lawrence Fishburne.
Yes, bitch. Yes, I forgot he was on there. Yes. Can you imagine like all that black power? That's what 100 and something years of experience right there in front of you every day, showing up to Blackish on ABC. Come on, and y'all like one of the most successful black shows on ABC in the history of ABC. Because black shows don't really be on the big networks like that. Because growing up, we had what? You only had The Fresh Prince and you had LL Cool J. That's the only reason why I was watching NBC.
What was Martin on?
Fox.
That's a big network.
It wasn't that big. Like,
it's big enough.
Yeah, it was a regular TV, but you talking about them big TVs, CBS, NBC, and ABC. But remember how WB and UPN always had all the black shows? Like,
yeah, but I always called them the leftover. I always called that the leftover station. Stations that you just really didn't watch, but you just watched it just to watch it.
But I was
nothing on the other ones.
Yeah, but I love their little lineups and stuff. Like, you had at least you had a show you can watch that. Yes, this WWWB.
With the little top hat. If you slam on this table,
I'm sorry, bitch. I remember those days, and I remember how they made like a big thing that the WB was coming, and they had that frog on everything, and they had the Wayans brothers, Jamie Foxx show. They had the fake Married with Children,
and then
I Happily Ever After,
and then WB just
it just went away. Yeah. I don't know what happened. Oh, well, yeah, we're telling our age. So, yeah. And UPN, they merged with UPN. UPN merged with the WB. Or they called it the CW or some shit.
I don't watch none of those networks. UPN, WB, none of those no more.
Now, I don't fuck with the CW. But there's a show called Black Lightning. I don't do that superhero shit. But when I tell you, I was able to binge watch 6 episodes of Black Lightning. That show is good. I don't really watch it. Again, I binge watched it. It's good. And then the 2nd season of Black Lightning. So, if y'all looking for something new, y'all can find it on Hulu or find it on Netflix. Black Lightning, it's really good. And yeah. So, we're going to go. I want you guys to have a great weekend. Be safe out there. Oh my God! Before we go, I think that man that said that Martin Luther King thing, I think he's going to get another job somewhere.
Of course, on Fox.
Yeah, because it's getting too much. But even Al Roker, on Down Lemon last night. Like, everybody was defending this man.
Al Roker defended him?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, hell no. Because the way he said Martin Luther King, or Martin Luther whatever, because I don't want to say it, it sounded like he said it plenty of times and he forgot where he was at.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh. And then there's YouTube videos of white men saying it. And it's like, okay, y'all, this is what y'all say when we not around. This is how y'all refer to Martin Luther King. Because never in my life have I ever heard Martin Luther King another way.
No, never.
You don't never mess up Martin Luther King. You say Dr. King, you don't really add on a junior. MLK. Come on now. So yeah, we're going to go. Y'all have a good weekend. Y'all be safe out there. We will see y'all on Monday with a new video. Peace.
I'm tired.
I don't get too tired.